Welcome viewers. Donald Trump has ended his appeal of a court ruling that let New York State's Attorney General investigate his real estate business and eventually file a $250 million civil fraud lawsuit against a former US president. In this video we will break it all down for you. But before we continue, please take a minute of your precious time to hit the subscribe button below and turn on the notification bell to get the latest update from us. A stipulation of voluntary dismissal signed by Trump's lawyer Alina Habba and a lawyer for State Attorney General Letitia James was filed on Tuesday with the Federal Appeals Court in Manhattan. No reason was given. Trump had been appealing a ruling last May by U.S. District Judge Brenda Sands in Syracuse, New York, that found no evidence James had acted in bad faith or out of political bias by probing asset valuations at the Trump Organization. The dismissal followed Trump's withdrawal on Friday of a lawsuit in federal court in Florida, seeking to block James' office from obtaining materials from his private trust. A day earlier, the judge in the Florida case imposed $937,989 of sanctions against Trump and Habba for filing a completely frivolous lawsuit accusing Hillary Clinton and other Democrats of trying to rig the 2016 U.S. presidential election. Trump, a Republican, beat Clinton in that election. Habba did not immediately respond to requests for comment. James, also a Democrat, said she was pleased Trump withdrew both cases. "We have a legitimate legal case against him and his organization, and we cannot be bullied or dissuaded from pursuing it," she said in a statement. The Attorney General's lawsuit last September accused Trump of lying to banks and insurers for a decade about asset values and his net worth, in part to save money on loans and insurance. On January 6, New York State Judge Arthur Engoron rejected Trump's bid to dismiss the case. He declined to impose sanctions against Trump for arguments including that James was pursuing a political witch hunt, but said sophisticated defense counsel should have known better. Trump's adult children Donald Jr., Eric and Ivanka are also defendants in James' lawsuit. They and their father have until Thursday to formally answer the complaint. In a rural Pennsylvania town, in Republican country, factions of the Republican Party broke out into a war that went beyond words. The New York Times explained Republicans tussled over the committee's booth at the Butler Farm Show, prompting the event's head of security to intervene, an episode that, mortifyingly for the Republican activists, took place in view of the county Democrats' own booth. In one corner was a 20-year-old car salesman who sought a seat on the county commission in a 2023 race. Like any Republican politician, he reached out to the Republican Party. The problem, however, is that there is more than one. In Butler County last spring, the GOP county committee was split between the far-right insurgency groups and establishment Republicans. The fringe then split a second time when the activists couldn't agree on a booth at the local farm show. There is, in effect, no committee, the Times cited 40-year veteran GOP committee member Al Lindsay. He became the chair last year. In normal times the story would be just another example of party activists battling the longtime party leadership. It happens on both sides of the aisle and in groups and causes around the world. But in 2023, the same thing is happening at the national level as MAGA Republicans take over the GOP and face off in the U.S. House of Representatives. After many non-Trump Republicans were defeated or retired in 2022, a new fringe came to Washington. The battle for the Speaker of the House should have, theoretically, brought together the right leaders. Instead, the far right stood in opposition and blocked Republicans. Kevin McCarthy R. California for a few days and over a dozen votes. But it is being fought just as intensely at state and county levels as Trump loyalists and right-wing activists who took control of party organizations in recent years face resistance from rivals who blame them for the party's losses in November, said the Times. It's likely to shape state parties' abilities to raise money, recruit candidates, settle on a 2024 presidential nominee, and generally chart a path out of the party's post-Trump presidency malaise. Please, what is your take on this? And remember to subscribe as well. Thanks for